Hi.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My little Tiger Woods, who's the only golfer I know, or Arnold Palmer, maybe less problematic. I love his drinks.
Yeah, I love his beverages.
I had one last night.
I had a spiked Arnold. I can't say Arnold Palmer.
I mean, while you were golfing, or just in general in life.
Katie, that's called a John Daly.
Oh, by the way, Tom Schwartz is here.
No, well, Tom, shut up. We're gonna introduce you. Welcome to Disrespectfully
with Katie Maloney
and Dayna Kathan.
Unapologetically,
We're here to do what we want to do.
spilling the tea.
Babe, you're gonna see the power of women. Like,
Disrespectfully.
pretend like you didn't hear that. Anyway, so you Arnold palmed. We're gonna talk all about that.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about Coachella.
Mm-hmm.
It smells like beef jerky and dog breath in this room right now. So now is the perfect time to introduce Tom Schwartz.
What?
Hi, Tom.
Hi, the beef jerky wasn't for me. Not that there's anything wrong with beef jerky.
You didn't offer me any, which I thought was rude.
Well, it was for the dogs.
Okay.
See, they like these little tender bites.
Do they?
Yeah, Gordo here.
Are they supposed to be having human
Probably
jerky?
In small doses.
Honestly, I would trust you because you're so caring about their diet.
In micro doses. Ha ha ha. Katie.
Oh, ha ha ha.
You know what I call this, you guys?
Hmm.
This is divorce done right. I'm so happy to see you two both in this room.
Dana, that's
Yeah.
so sweet.
I feel like we did master it.
You did.
We-
You got there.
We did a really good job of navigating that publicly, and so we were so respectful of each other. I know we had some
Well,
crazy moments after, but I'm saying the initial divorce,
Yes,
not separation.
The separation we did and the divorce. Well, he keeps saying we're separated. I'm like, separated would imply that we're still married, but just not together.
It's the same thing.
you're
in my
divorced,
mind.
baby.
No, I've accepted
not
it.
in, the
I'm
eyes of, not in the eyes of the courts,
You
but
guys, you guys are making it sound like I'm in denial or something. It's just that
are you?
no.
Okay, good.
I'm so at peace. We're in such a good place,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys look gorgeous. And I love your studio. I've never been in here.
Thank you.
Oh.
Well, what's this? You want to tell us
Oh.
what you...
Well, I brought you this. It's a relic,
What is it?
but in order to receive it, you need to say 3 nice things about Schwartz and Sandy's.
Cut. We're done with this episode.
Okay, I liked the booths.
You like the chicken and waffle bites.
I don't even remember the chicken. I never had the chicken.
You love the lobster corn dog.
The lobster corn dog was good.
I thought that was super overrated. Not even trying to be a
I
hater.
liked the
didn't
French
like that.
fries. The French fries were really good.
Yeah.
I
And-
liked... Oh, wait. You have one more.
and whatever that like matcha drink was.
That was my favorite.
Yeah.
I liked the mirror in the hallway toward the bathrooms.
But yeah, the bathroom was a vibe.
And then I liked the bathrooms. And I liked the ceiling on the way to the bathrooms.
Dana, thank you. You might be the first person in the history of Schwartz and Sandy's to acknowledge.
Hey,
Okay, peepees.
okay,
He doesn't like when we yap too
Butter's
much.
here.
Well, if you're not watching this at home, if you can't see, he brought us a Schwartz and Sandy's
Oh,
ashtray.
And I brought you
I need to smudge it, but that's, you know.
You guys are certified Valley chicks. Valley women, sorry. But I meant that.
Is this from
In-
the show The Valley, or is this one of your guys'?
I just made it. Yeah.
he likes to make.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not as much as...
I have one.
Guys, we talked about this earlier. I don't want to commandeer your show, but there's an epidemic going on right now of fake plants in podcast studios.
What are you talking about? These are real.
Yeah, excuse me. This we
This-
plucked these out of the earth ourselves.
This ain't no faux ficus.
Listen, this is a ZZ plant. Katie, remember we had one of these?
Yes.
I took it
You
in
got
the
that in the
divorce,
divorce.
not separation. But it's thriving. You only have to water it once a month. They thrive in low light conditions.
The only thing we fought about in our divorce was plant separation and the bedazzled rhinestone encrusted Patron bottle.
Who got it?
Tom got it.
But that was for me.
It was for both of us. What are you talking
No,
about?
she gave it to me.
No, she gave it to both of us
It was
because
for
I was
me?
making a big deal about the Lizzo had a bottle on stage with her, and I was like, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. And then they got
Order in the court.
It was for me and it was for Lizzo.
whatever. You got it, so I don't know why you're still arguing
but
about
anyways.
it.
Well, thank you for bringing a plant. Do we think that is this supposed to be a ficus? Thank you. You're such
Oh,
there's a peaceful
thanks.
juice. Wow, you are doing overtime
Serenity?
right now. Thank you so much.
water, sea moss, lemon, agave, turmeric, ginger, and
Do you think he's
cayenne.
trying to calm us down? Do you think he's a little scared in the hot seat?
I don't know.
Like, we're peaceful.
It's not a hot seat.
Are
though.
these supposed to be fake ficus? I don't know plants. But so when we first started and the video first came out of the studio, someone commented and was like, you guys are better than a fake ficus. So they're not wrong.
I like the way fake ficus sounds.
Yeah.
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 It does roll off the tongue.
So, you know,
nicely.
there's some people I could describe as a fake ficus.
Whoa, let's not go there. Let's work our way up to that at least.
Yeah.
Not a cold open with
Yeah.
comparing people to fake ficuses.
I mean, that's like cotton-headed ninny muggins. It's a good insult, you know?
Anyway, congrats on your new podcast.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
What,
Tell us about
Detox Retox or Retox Detox?
Either or, and it's interchangeable.
What is it called though?
It's called Detox Retox. Me and Katie. Well, do you want to tell them, Katie?
Well, it just debuted yesterday. By the time you're listening to this,
Yes.
his podcast is out and available.
Yeah.
I was his first guest.
We did a mindful microdose, which is
you.
usually 1/10 to 1/20th of a regular dose, which is
Do you even feel it?
yes. It's like
Yeah, I was very, very relaxed.
mild euphoria,
nice.
but like mostly like a nice, very mild body high and just feeling sharper mentally.
Wait, of
emotionally.
marijuana or of mushrooms?
Mushroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever microdosed?
I'm like mushrooms #1 fan. What are you talking about?
Yes.
I sometimes claim to be microdosing and then I'm overdoing it, I would
Yeah.
say. But
She microdoses every time she takes it, it's a micro.
I know
Yeah.
I am the queen of saying I don't feel anything and then just taking more.
Yeah. Well, it's like you can always take more, but you can't take less unless you feel.
Yes.
The novel written by me, my
Yeah.
novel, my memoir title.
And I know we've all at one point taken too many. We know
Mhm.
Yeah.
fast that can go
Well,
dark.
so tell us about your podcast. Where did the
Yeah.
concept come from? What is the concept?
This marks a new chapter in my life. And I'm hoping it's a journey I can go on with my audience. I'm trying to sort of reinvent myself. Like the past 10, 11 years, Katie, you know this, have been so enriching in terms of life experience and everything. But I feel like, especially the past 2 years, I just feel like my mind's kind of turned to mush. You know, I still work out, I do yoga, I like meditate, but I think it's kind of almost not performative, but I'm kind of phoning it in. And I've just been breaking even at best. Maybe there's a little bit of a deficit, but I'm just trying to level up. You know what I mean? And so I'm going on a little journey and I want to nourish the mind, body, soul 1 week, you know, maybe do something fun like transcendental meditation, just yoga, hiking, you know,
Ugh.
just enrich myself
We hate
spiritually.
hiking,
And then the
yeah.
next week I want to like fall apart a little bit responsibly, mindfully. You know what I mean? Not
But I think this has
A
always been
mindful
your
crash out?
mantra:
Totally.
detox to retox.
totally,
Your
but
your sober benders.
I love a
Like a
sober
weekend
bender.
with no alcohol.
I love a sober bender. And that's going to be a reoccurring theme because I'm always fascinated because, listen, sober curiosity is peaking right now. There's so many of our friends are sober.
Mhm.
And I'm
Never
always
be me.
wondering how they let loose. Like, how do you guys like just turn up and let loose? So yeah, that's going to be a reoccurring theme on there, but I'm really excited about it. I feel like I have a good story to tell. And this is just the beginning. By the way, I'm not your new guru unless you want me to be, but hopefully by the end we'll be each other's gurus.
Who are some of your guests that you have coming up?
Well, I did Kava with Jax in New York, which was really fun. Katie, I know you have some strong opinions about that.
Well, only because I've done it before in like smaller doses, but that one like feel free shot, I had one at his place, and then I had to go film. We talked about this on his podcast. I had to go film that scene where it was Ariana and Lala were like having it out over something, and then me and Sheena were like kind of like there watching it, and I was just like I felt like I almost like wasn't there. I was watching it on like a movie screen, and I was like eating French fries, and I was like, oh my god, I got to get my head back in the game.
Is that those little blue bottles?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I've been seeing on TikTok, people are becoming addicted to those
Yes.
because they are substituting it from alcohol.
Yeah.
And then it's become a whole new problem.
People have to like go to like detox
Yeah.
from it.
Really?
So you have to be really careful with it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's something I could take frequently because it was very intense.
What would you liken it to as far as the mind altering alcohol, shrooms?
a
other
little bit
things?
of a shroom vibe. There was a little bit of a psychedelic aspect to it. Like it wasn't like things were changing, but the way I felt like I was in outer space. Like I felt just like this sense of like,
So you were basically Katy Perry.
yeah,
Is that what you're telling me?
yeah, I was an alien. You're an alien.
I feel like I would probably like it. So it's probably best if it's, habit forming. I have an addictive personality.
Yeah.
Thanks to my childhood. So
No, you got to be careful with that because even if
Uh-huh.
like Kava by default, it's not habit forming, but if you have an addictive personality or you're a former addict,
I don't think it's necessarily the kava, but the other
you're talking about Krypton.
Krypton.
Kratom.
Kratom.
I haven't done a deep
Kratom.
dive into that yet.
addicted to Bitcoin.
Well,
I
also
get it.
it's unregulated, so the amount that they put in it is like
Yeah.
So crazy. I would say just if you are curious and you want to try feel free, just drink half of that little bottle and you'll be fine.
Yeah. But
And don't film a reality TV show after because you'll be like, where am I?
Was that at that bar we like?
The Den?
Oh, it was at the Den.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking.
No, it was the one where like, what?
Can we take a moment for the Den? A little RIP. Do you
Oh,
want to do
I
should we do a
know.
eulogy for the Den? We've all had great nights there. It's up on
Yeah.
Sunset Boulevard, you guys. I think it was borderline iconic. Sometimes we would start at the Chateau, or we'd start at the Den, go to the Chateau, and then from there just,
I've never been to Chateau with you
oh,
or Bar Marmont.
I like Chateau.
Okay.
It feels
Rich.
You can feel.
Yeah, it's luxe.
No, it's just, I love that it feels steeped in like Hollywood lore when you're walking
Yes.
there. It has like a very unique energy.
It's like
Uh-huh.
Tower Bar. It's the same.
Oh,
it's
I've
the
never been
same.
to
I love Tower Bar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you're a great you Googleizer. So, what would you like to say about the Den?
Do you know what a Googly is?
You think I don't know what a you Googly is?
Not to get too heavy here, but like so many great establishments I've closed in the past 3 years. It's kind of saddening.
Sorry.
You guys,
Are you comparing Schwartz and Sandy's to the Den? I'm just curious.
those are apples and oranges, and I wasn't being self-referential. I'm just saying it's true. You guys have seen it. So many great bars and restaurants are closing. It's just
It was like when the Hudson closed.
Yeah.
commercial rent is so high, and it's just the cost of labor. I don't want to cry. I don't want to sing a sad song.
That
but-
wound is still fresh. I know.
If you are like me and have jaw pain and headaches after a night's sleep, there's a high chance you grind and clench your teeth. Teeth grinding, also known as bruxism or TMJ, is generally caused by stress, and it can cause serious damage such as eroding away your enamel and broken teeth, which leads to expensive dental bills. You should see my tiny teeth at the bottom of my mouth. It's a bummer.
The solution to protecting your teeth is a mouth guard, but mouth guards from the dentist can cost you around $500 to $800. The good news is there's Remi. Remi makes dental-grade, professional quality mouth guards without the painful price tag. They're up to 80% cheaper than what you'd pay at the dentist and don't require you to visit a dental office.
Remi's process is so simple, y'all. They send you an at-home impression kit to create molds of your teeth. You send those back to Remi, and Remi's dental team will make your custom-fit guards and send them right back to you. No gloves with little hands in your mouth. We're so excited to try it.
The process literally only took like 7 minutes total. Snap a photo on your phone and email it to the Impressions team. The Impressions team gets back so quickly with a personal email letting you know if you need to fix anything.
And the kit includes a second set of everything in case you have issues.
Plus, with a 45-night satisfaction guarantee, you can try it risk-free, sleep better, and decide if it's a perfect fit. If not, Remi's got you covered. It's a convenient, easy, and affordable way to get your jaw the care it needs.
No waiting rooms, no overpriced bills, just a better way to protect your teeth while you sleep. Try Remi risk-free at shopremi.com/disrespectfully and use code disrespectfully to get up to 50% off your night guard at checkout.
That's 50% off at shopremi.com/disrespectfully with code disrespectfully. Thank you, Remi, for sponsoring this episode.
Hey, have you started any businesses lately that were hard to start?
Well, yes, I have started a business and it was very challenging.
Finding the right tool that not only helps you out, but simplifies everything can be such a game changer. For millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify.
Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US. From household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started.
Get started with your own design studio. With hundreds of ready-to-use templates, Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand's style.
Accelerate your content creation. Shopify is packed with helpful AI tools that write product descriptions, page headlines, and even enhance your product photography.
Get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you. Easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling.
And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify.
So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everything in between.
Turn your business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/disrespectfully.
Go to shopify.com/disrespectfully, shopify.com/disrespectfully. Quick sidebar. I don't think you get enough credit for your great vocabulary. And you have a great podcasting voice. I'm very happy for you.
What? Thank you, Dana.
Another pivot. Let's talk about Schwartz and Sandy's real quick. How are you feeling about everything? And, just give us your feelings.
Okay. Let them just come from the heart.
Was it worth it?
That's funny, Katie.
Great question.
That was an iconic
Hey,
line.
the viewers want to know, was it worth it? Or listeners? Or
I think I mean, it's been 4 months for sure. It made me. I mean, those are very choppy waters. I'm a better sailor for sure. Do you know what I mean? It regimented me. I think it's made me a better person, stronger, more resilient. I got more grit now, and I just feel more disciplined and focused than ever. But yeah, I mean, at times it was a nightmare. It felt like a nightmare. I felt like I was drowning.
What elements of it specifically?
Just financing
business
it.
partner.
It's like, no, well, there's that. But there's that. But no, it's just like, aside from that, there's so many pitfalls in that industry. I think we talked about this yesterday. It's a meat grinder.
Mhm.
It wreaks havoc on your personal life, your drinking habits. You're coming home late. Inevitably, you're drinking too much, hungover. It curbs your enthusiasm, your zest for life. The next day,
Did you ever think that was maybe like a you thing and not like the product of the environment?
Well, I was fighting for yes, Katie, touche. But it's like I was fighting for my life in there, and for a long time, it was just me in there promoting. You know what I mean? And
you were hustling. It's
Yes.
like what is it called? Barking on the sidewalk in New York when they have it's a stand-up comedian and their first few shows and they're like trying to get people in there. You were.
I was working the neighborhood, and I really I can say this wholeheartedly. I put my heart and soul into that place. I really gave it my all.
I know you did, and I know how hard you worked. You were before it opened, like you were going to like stone yards and picking out stone and fat. Like it was never ending.
Yeah.
But I just meant as far as like indulging in the lifestyle that is a bar and nightlife. You know, I think that's something that
totally
you got to be a little.
It was a job. Like I enjoyed it. I had real connections, genuine connections with people while I was in there. It wasn't, a shtick, but like it is a job, Like I didn't love that. I would come home and I felt like depleted after every night. Even aside from the meaningful, loving connections I made in there, like I got to celebrate so many magic moments, engagements, divorce parties.
People got engaged in there?
I've helped people propose at Tom and Schwartz and Sandy's.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Here's the question I have for you. Do you think had Scandival not happened that you guys would still be open?
Yes. I think if we would have opened Schwartz and Sandy's in West Hollywood, not only would it be open, I think it would be thriving.
Why did you choose the location you chose as opposed to WeHo?
I think I just have always been so charmed. Franklin Village is one of my top 3 favorite places in LA. It's got a cool feel. It reminds me of like Lower East Side, New York kind of vibe. I love it. And I fell in love with it. And I wanted to do something outside of West Hollywood, outside of our comfort zone.
But as far as it being like a destination that is accessible for tourists who like want to see the other spots, like that's why I feel like it's been so good for Something About Her, because people are familiarized with that part of town. And when they come, like tourists always want to go to West Hollywood.
Yeah. Listen, it was a very, very expensive lesson, but I think I'm a better person because of it. I'm just glad to be past that.
Well, I just feel like truly, if you do something else, you have to call it Once Upon a Time at this point, because it makes most sense.
That's a given.
Do you think in the future, should you choose to do something else like that you would choose a different team?
Listen, I've got to compartmentalize. I've let go of any sort of lingering resentment with partners. Me and Greg have a great relationship. Me and Tom still have a really good friendship. But like, yes, there's part of me that's still resentful about some things, but it serves me no good to hold on to that.
Totally.
Would I ever put my name on the side of a bar again? Hell no. You guys, if you take one thing away from this episode, do not put your name on the side of a bar.
It's almost like as if you were told that would be a terrible idea.
I knew
before any of that shit happened.
I knew it would be a bad fit for that neighborhood. Instinctually, I was like, it's become,
but just in general.
People are going to think it's a prop for the show. I think it's a great name for like a little dive bar. For that concept in that neighborhood, anyways, we don't have to.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say I told you so, but I'm just saying.
Sleeping dogs lie.
Just like, don't put your, like, but Tom is a name, but yeah. Anyways.
Listen, I'm here. I feel better than ever, and I'm ready for the next chapter of my life.
The Valley.
Well, by the way, I just saw the billboard on Ventura there in an iconic spot over by Boulevard and Pizzana.
Yeah.
What a great spot. Did you see it driving here?
Yeah, cool, because that's the exit that I take to get here. Yeah.
You guys are certified Valley women. Yes. You guys are kind of Valley influencers. Where's your favorite spots these days?
I'm obsessed with the Valley. Well, Casa Vega I go to a couple times a week.
We gatekeep some of them because some of them are oversaturated.
I remember I used to love going to Foxfire, and then after our divorce.
I got that in the divorce.
Yeah, she did. It used to be one of our go-to spots. And Katie, we saw you in there one night and you're like, this is my bar. I don't want to see your stinking face in here
Well,
again.
you were also there.
Was that the night?
That was the night. Dana, you were there too.
I was there.
Oh, that was the night.
That was the night.
Yeah.
So it
So
was a smoking gun night.
lots of interesting things happened that evening.
Yeah, I repressed all that.
Well, let's move on to something a little more positive. Let's do our daddy list.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to hear your answers. So
Okay.
let's
Wait,
sort of.
do you want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay.
We always have our guests start. Who's on your daddy list?
Okay.
Schwartz?
First of all, this one's for you, Katie. In
Mhm.
honor of your newfound love and appreciation, enthusiasm for golf, daddy list number 1, a cold, light beer on a golf cart.
Yes.
Mm,
Yeah.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
mhm.
Oh, I definitely
good one.
do.
Yeah.
I had a lot of them.
She's in a beer phase
I'm
of
in
her
my
life
beer
also.
era again. I used to like I had some Ho Gardens recently. Really hit the spot. Remember, I loved those.
Yeah.
And some cervezas. I'm a big fan of a cerveza.
I think it's the only place where it's socially acceptable to drive.
Yeah, we were talking about that. They were like,
A little
how
toasty.
are they like? I guess you can't. Well, you could get hurt though. That's the thing.
Yeah. Also, maybe one of the 2 places I will ever drink Fireball on a golf course.
I, for some reason, find that hard to believe.
I do too.
No, I don't like I hate Fireball unless I'm like on the slope snowboarding or on the golf course.
Or a Tom Tom.
No,
Or
ew, it gives me heartburn. Not good for the esophagus.
Oh, my esophagus is radiating at all times. Alka-Seltzer, I take it. They're like, don't do this. Your stomach bleeds. And I guess I have a bleedy stomach. The last time I took a shot of Fireball, I immediately upchucked it. And it was not because I was too drunk. You know, when it just, you take a shot and you know that it's not going to sit with you.
Oh man.
I would rather do that than any shot that's like not chilled. Though.
Do you still do Jaeger shots?
Yes, but mindfully. I'm not drinking them. I have like 1. I'll do 1 because I like the way it tastes. It's got 57 botanicals for God's sakes.
No, I do. I like the
It's
taste.
got
And
yeah.
I'll do a Jaeger bomb every now and then.
Yeah.
Fuck
You're not.
it.
I like that, Katie.
Yeah.
Well, I got another one for you guys.
What's
Tell us.
that?
I'm obsessed. Past 2 months, I fall asleep every night to Antiques Roadshow.
That's a good one.
I love that one.
Yeah.
You guys watch Antiques Roadshow?
I have,
No.
Yeah.
but not really.
I have a compilation of the scariest dolls ever on there. I'll send it to you guys. Maybe you can splice it in.
Yeah.
It's just in my camera roll. I don't know why I
Please,
did it.
yes, and do it.
Let's see what else. You guys go.
The first one I'll say is like you're saying, it's the country club golf lifestyle. Just like the apparel, I love the going to the clubhouse and having like a hot dog or having a meal, driving around the golf cart. It's like it's so leisure and so just like chill. It's also fun. Like you get like a little bit of an adrenaline rush when you hit a good, drive.
No, Katie, it's so not to inject. It's so gratifying. The sweet sound of hitting a square shot.
Oh yeah.
It's really nice. It also, on that note, before it's kind of like airport rule vibes. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like nothing is off limits. You can be wasted at noon, eating a hot
I don't know
dog.
if it's
Mindfully,
encouraged.
though.
I don't know if it's encouraged or completely.
I'm not encouraging
tolerated.
it. I'm just saying yes. Like I've seen.
No, but I get what you're saying. Like I like a little buzz on the course. But like when we were there over the weekend, I was just like, wow, like I could really do this. We pulled up before we even started. There was like an older man and he was just like having a nice little nap in his golf cart. And I was like, I could do that. Like I feel like this is for me.
Yeah.
Like this, I really see myself settling into that life. Like when I'm officially retired, that's where I'll live.
You're semi-retired now.
Yeah, I'm enjoying a semi-retired lifestyle.
Does Katie talk about this on the podcast?
We've talked
She's-
about this.
Yeah.
Because I was been living the lifestyle, I need to pick up a sport. That
Yeah.
also goes along with it. So
Mhm.
I don't feel completely sedentary. But my other thing is chicken wings are on my daddy list. I'm having another like era of that. I don't know what it is that I've just like really gravitated towards chicken wings, but not anyone. They got to be good. The Laurel Tavern has some of the best wings.
I love Laurel Tavern's
They're
wings.
grilled.
They're so good. By the way, I went to Yay Rustic finally. The iconic
Ye Olde
dive bar.
Rustic.
Yay Old Rustic?
Ye Olde Rustic Inn.
They supposedly have the best wings in LA.
They do.
Where is it?
It's their claim to fame.
It's in
It's in
Los-
Silver Lake.
Los Feliz or
Oh,
Silver
really?
Lake? Yeah.
Yeah, Logan lives right by them.
Oh, okay.
But it's a great dive bar,
Oh.
you guys. Iconic. But they have I think top two best wings in LA.
Logan's not listening to this because he puts it on as he falls asleep and he only catches the first 10 minutes of every episode.
She
so-
always has to put him on blast about that.
I'll never stop until here's a litmus test. Let's see if he's testing you about it.
If he is, we have to do something for him. I don't know.
Logan, I was with Logan last night. He looked very handsome. His eyes are just mesmerizing.
He has some beautiful eyes.
He has the best eyes ever.
But yeah, anyways, chicken wings, big fan.
Forget about it.
And do you know what I also like? And I know that people, you got to wash your hands first, but I love licking wing sauce off of my fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just tastes better.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. Anyways,
No,
that's
it's
kind of
great.
gross.
I don't want to just brush over that. It's lovely. I love, that's like the best part.
Yeah, Anyway, and then
reminds me of that scene at Chili's in the office when Michael Scott is trying to close that business deal. I think they're eating ribs though, and they're like sucking their thumbs and fingers.
Yeah.
It's kind of carnal eating a wing, or maybe primal. Face is all messy.
Anytime you're eating meat off a bone
I
and
know.
just like not giving a fuck, but I don't care. You gotta commit to it.
Like going to the LA fair with you one time, and I remember us looking at someone eating a giant turkey leg, and it just looked so barbaric, and we were just like, and it's supposed to be on drugs.
Yeah, we had we maybe had like a little microdose, and just seeing like the greasy ass huge turkey legs. I wanted to like or even just like Coachella when you take a walk through that food area, you're like, oh. Anyway, my last one on my daddy list is T-Pain. He should be on my daddy list permanently. He's one.
I feel like he is.
Buy You a Drink is one of my all-time favorite songs. I want to play it at my funeral. It's the best. And though I have watched maybe 100 times the videos of him spinning around on stage at Coachella, and I was like, she was a fairy. I just think he's so. I love him. I love him so much.
And for people who don't know, he's kind of infamous or famous for using what's it called? Autotune. Yeah, but he's a lovely singer.
Mm-hmm.
He has an angelic voice.
Yeah.
Killer stage presence. Also FSU royalty. I think he's from Tallahassee.
Did you go there?
Yeah, I went to Florida State.
Oh, okay.
By the way, there was a shooting on campus, so
I know.
Prayers up for everyone at Florida State. There was a shooting yesterday.
It's really sad.
This is America.
Wait, back to T-Pain. Yeah.
Daddy.
Hey, I could put you in a mansion somewhere in Wisconsin. No?
Yes.
There's no auto-tune on these mics, unfortunately.
Cut
No,
that.
we're
keep
not
it
cutting
in.
that.
We're absolutely keeping that in. You signed the waiver, right?
That's it.
Okay.
Who's on your daddy or what's
I have an
your
extensive daddy and basement today.
Okay, great. Love it.
Number one, and we should talk about this after, but Amanda Nguyen and Aisha Bo, the two people that were qualified to be on the Blue Origin trip. Amanda just had a book come out called Saving Five. I just downloaded it, so I'll be starting that soon. She's incredible. She's a sexual assault advocate, and Aisha Bo is quite literally a rocket scientist. So I'm very sad for them that they have been overshadowed by what's going on.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of hate for that.
Oh, we're going to get into that. It's mostly coming from me, not them, everyone else. In my daddy list, Titanic, Digital Resurrection. I watched it, so we're going to talk about that. It's fantastic. It's on Hulu. Highly recommend. People watching at Coachella. One of the absolute best parts of Coachella, and not just the celebs, just in general, meandering about and just people watching.
Oh,
it's iconic.
It
Best
is
people watching that exists.
Prime people watching.
Oh, wait, I meant this is supposed to be my basement. Okay, that's it, because I put this in the wrong category.
I don't think we can just brush over that one. We could do a whole episode on people watching in Coachella in general.
Oh, yeah.
Just from what the people are wearing to not wearing.
Yeah.
To the state that they're in, just, I don't know. You watch people have full-blown fights, people crying, people are lost, people are
in love.
Well, and you're feeling a little goofy, a little silly usually. And so it just amplifies that.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's great. This year, Coachella, I was saying to you, Tommy, that last year I ran into you at Outside Stage. And that's another thing. People will say, they're like, oh, let's meet up at Coachella. I had a bunch of people who did that. The thing is, that is not possible. So what you do is you do your best. It's mostly the running into that feels kismet and like what is supposed to happen. But it's very hard with the lack of service, how big the festival is, unless you're like, meet here at this time, but plans often change.
Mm-hmm.
They're dynamic throughout the day, so it's really hard to
and it
try
can
and
really
coordinate
take
people.
you out of it when you're trying to go on a mission, when you're trying to find someone. It takes you out of the experience and enjoying your time, because then you just get frustrated and you're following up and checking in, and then the timestamps and this. It's just, I don't want to do that. I can't be bothered.
I'm there to, not to quote Katie, but to be a plastic bag in the wind. That's how I want to feel.
Yeah.
Also on my daddy list, actually really quickly, lots of listeners went to my photo of the scarf and the hat, which by the way was so, I don't know why I was doubting myself. and commented and were like, the scarf is great. And I was like, I know you're coming from disrespectfully to gas me up.
I saw a lot of scarves.
Yeah, there were a lot of scarves.
So if anyone is going to come for you for that, you got to come for everybody.
I will say it was like a steam heat oven. it was like an air fryer on my skull because this year Coachella was the hottest I've ever been to, and they didn't have pedicabs. There was a licensing thing that happened, and Golden Voice absolutely screwed the pooch, and the campers had to wait for 12 hours to get into the campsite. It was a nightmare for them. So there were definitely issues, but I just feel like this was the most fun year. I absolutely levitated during Charlie. I'm so glad I got to see her. Her energy and also just her visuals on the screens are like totally that girl.
She's a living legend.
And Gaga, undeniably one of the most talented artists of our time. She just does it all.
I watched it from my couch, Coachella. Gaga's performance, and it was just from beginning to end flawless, amazing, 10 out of 10.
No, I hadn't seen her since 2013, and not to bring it down as I usually do, but she was the first concert I went to after my mom passed away, and it was like 2 months after, and our family friend got me and my sister the tickets, and it was the first time I remember feeling any type of anything, like joy, whatever, and like just for 2 hours, me and my sister got to have fun.
It's a beautiful
before we came back to reality, so it was like a very special, fun thing. But
that's freaking beautiful, Dana.
Yeah, it was great. People are so quick to judge online and talk shit about Coachella. They were like, oh, the crowds weren't this, they were that. The people were having a blasty blast. I don't know what you were seeing, but
I didn't see any of that. The only negative thing I saw was the camping situation. Everything else, people were dogging on people's like outfits.
Totally.
But, like, that's it.
And then if you go online, so it's often people who have never been there. It'll be like the top comment on TikTok. Like, this Coachella is a social experiment. It's like influencers ruined Coachella. No, you guys. It's like, let them do their thing. Let them get their bag. It's what you make of it and who you're with.
Yeah. And you're going to see more of that content because it's being pushed to you. But that's not what it's about. Like, like sometimes it can be whatever. Like, but I think it is what you make of it and how you want to spend the time there. Like, it's totally up to you.
Well, also on my daddy list, Megan, Becca, Dan, Ariana, Raleigh, Logan. It's our third year in a row going, and we stay at the same house. And it's just, we just love each other. So, I mean, I guess we kind of do that for the Met, which is coming up. You know, it's like armchair experts critiquing outfits in our dirty sweats. But yeah, I think the people there love their lives and enjoy it. And it's not for everyone. I understand that. And I can't express this enough. It's like a 40-minute walk just to get into the festival if there are no pedicabs. So that was in the heat, extremely challenging. But once you're in there, you're living your best life.
I would say Coachella is not for the faint of heart. It is an incredibly gruesome, tiring festival to attend because not only is it like it's in the desert, so there's travel no matter what for everyone, and like where they place it on the polo fields, like they block off every street around it. Like, it is so challenging to get to and from Coachella. The weather conditions are always, whether it's super hot or it's freezing in a windstorm.
You're gonna have
dust storm,
dirt in every orifice.
Oh, you blow your nose in the morning
Black
and
boogers.
it's dirt. You feel like you know when they polish your teeth at the dentist, you feel like you have that polish, except it's dust. Also, this year, I am proud of myself. I made it to the after party on Friday and Saturday. And last year, I wasn't feeling well on Friday, so I skipped that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did a full 12 to 15 hours all 3 days, which was hard. And I hit a wall on Sunday or Monday, whatever the fuck day it was, at midnight or whatever, after the last set. They all went out again. And I was like, you guys, I cannot. Physically, I didn't feel well and was just like, I'm done.
That's chasing the dragon on Sunday. Like, you'll see people walking around. It kind of feels... For me, Sundays at Coachella feel a little bleak. Like, people they're
coming down.
They're low on serotonin.
Yeah.
They're burnt out. Like, the energy is not there. I think it's a good idea to leave Sunday morning. Or if you can't do that, if you have the luxury of doing so, you stay an extra day Monday, leave Tuesday.
I can do one day at a festival.
That's great.
Last day about Coachella, because I want to get your live reaction to this.
Oh, yeah.
So Raleigh, Friday, wore new Alexander Wang boots and got the worst blisters I have ever seen in my life. But she is daddyless for her, absolute trooper. Barely mentioned. She was saying like, I'm uncomfortable, whatever. And then we got the next morning, gasped. I'm going to show you this. I won't put it on camera.
I can feel that looking at those. Oh my God. But did she slay? She slayed.
She slayed. She looked amazing. She slayed. And we were talking about it at Pilates yesterday. I would have made that everyone else's problem for the entire rest of the trip.
Dana and I are so similar that way. If that would have been one of us, people would have never heard the end of it.
Oh, they would have been sick of me. I would have been sacrificed. But she If I had
Right
those with
there,
you guys,
guys.
they are this. I'll just describe them.
Raspberries.
They are that
Pepperonis.
beet red. They literally look like slices of salami or pepperoni. They're so big, and she was a total trooper. So
They're so like symmetrical too, though.
she ripped them off in a night. She's gonna be healing from this for weeks. Like she needs to be hospitalized. It was so crazy.
Speaking of that, I got you a present. It's not here yet, but I'll just tell you what it is.
Okay,
So like those silicone things, I found socks that have it built in.
iconic because
I think you just got a little hard.
Well, oh, absolutely. It was 6 to midnight. My docs, the tall ones that I wore. And by the way, all my outfits late. I'm like, love that my cigarette earrings, which I'm wearing today. Again, John Wayne Bakes. Thanks for sending this.
Those are on my daddy list.
Thank you.
I love
yeah.
them.
Yeah. People loved them. The tall docs I wore, I did my blister Band-Aid routine, and toward the end they slipped off because I was so hot. But I honestly only got a very small blister. And to wear new Doc Martens for the first time
But
for
this is
Coachella,
where the socks,
brilliant.
It can't slip off your
Brilliant.
foot. It's like I got ones that are like they have like short ones because I like to wear socks with like little loafers, and they have like little lace frills around it. And then I got some that are like taller. So
Thank you. You're such an angel. Let's hear about your golf experience. Then I want to talk to you about outer space. I have two things I want your thoughts on because you're such a weirdo. In a good way.
Thank you.
First of all, I'm so good at golf.
You are. You're an athlete.
Shout out to Jude and Lindsay, who are friends who they live in Portland, but Lindsay's like, she's been a golf instructor and like coach, and she like, I think she's been on some tours. Like she's so good and such a good teacher. I think it's really important that people like know how to teach you, not just like do what I do. It's like adjusting grip, adjusting shoulders,
It's all
our
in the
stance.
hips.
Yeah.
It's all in the hips.
Like she was such a stellar like teacher that I think that's a lot of the reason why it was so enjoyable and I got so much out of it. Because the first day we were out there for 7 hours, we went to a little area and practiced chipping. So we learned that chipping, putting, and drive. Like those were like the three things that we said we need to know. And also kind of learning like why certain clubs will achieve certain, I would have none of this knowledge. I wouldn't have no idea. But it was so much fun. And then we actually went out and played like a couple holes, but like we really gave it our all. She was like, you're going to be sore tomorrow. I was like, why? Oh my God, my forearms, my shoulders, my hips, everything was crying.
From golf?
Yes.
Oh, you haven't golfed in
I haven't, like, I don't,
ever.
I've never
Okay.
done any of this.
I feel like that's when you ski and you haven't skied in a while. There's certain muscles that you're not used to using.
Yeah, it's like same with like Pilates. When we started getting back into it, we were so sore. Now it's like get a little sore and then it's gone after a day. But I was having so much fun. I didn't know that golf could be fun like that. I don't know. I mean, I like the golf cart and having drinks, but like
you like the aesthetic too. You looked chic.
I fucking slayed the golf game.
Is Tom still on your close friend story?
Probably.
I think so.
I don't think he ever watched my stories even when we weren't.
I watch your stories.
You do?
I watch both.
Why are you
your
watching my stories?
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I watch everybody's stories.
Why?
I was just curious.
What did I put on there?
No, nothing. It's not like I think you're putting your asshole on it. I'm just saying because you have a lot of people, and so I was just.
Oh, she makes fun of me because I put like it's people that I know. It's because I don't mean it for any like people that follow me that you don't see that, but like sometimes the way you get to behave on social media and post like the weird, crazy, random shit, I don't want to be like judged by the general population for that. So I put it on my close friends.
Well, I'm more so just curious because you guys are divorced. That's special. I think that's really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's no longer my emergency contact, but like,
not the
I
ice.
changed mine too, and I felt so bad about it.
Why?
Who's yours?
Well, my manager.
That's
Okay,
cute.
again, Dwight Schrute. Please remove Michael Scott as my emergency contact. Cross it out. Just put the hospital contact number 911.
Yeah, but anyway, so no, it was so much fun. We had hot dogs, we had beers, we had spiked Arnold Palmer's, and I just felt like
Those are John Daly's.
Shout out to Sunridge Golf Course. Met like the owner, like incredibly nice man. Everyone that worked there was so nice. All of you, like, thank you so much for making it such an incredible weekend. I want to go back. There was such a beautiful course. Like it was there was a hole that had like a canyon basically in between it. So you had to hit over it. I almost made it. Almost. It was like probably 200 yards. I probably hit it maybe 180.
Off the tee, over 200 yards is really impressive for someone who's never golfed. Really,
I was hitting some good ones. I got a double bogey, pretty good.
Maloney.
On a par 3.
I called her Maloney yesterday, and she's like, "That's weird."
Not many people that I hang out with these days call me Maloney. That's just I haven't heard that in a while.
Sometimes I almost call her Katie
Bubba?
Maloney Schwartz.
Oh.
No, and so I always like pause and like Katie Marie Maloney.
She'll
I
always,
almost do the.
she's not my Bubba, but you'll always be Bubba to me.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so it was a fantastic weekend.
Okay,
10 out
fine.
of
I'll
10.
go golfing with you. We need to. It's time. I've been wanting to learn.
Dana, I feel like you're
done.
gonna slay.
It's
Even
good.
if you suck, you'll look good doing it.
Thank you.
I think you
Appreciate
you
that.
have good like coordination. I think you'll do really good.
Okay.
But I'd love to go golfing.
Okay,
Let's
great.
go.
We're going to do that. Okay, I want to talk about outer space. We have the two things. Number one, I want to know your thoughts on the whole Blue Origin situation.
Okay.
You have never have a negative thing to say about anyone or anything, so I'm going to need you to dig deep.
On that note, I think you'd be proud of me lately. I've been indulging in some gossip.
All right.
Yeah, I like it.
What do you-
I get it from TikTok, and I didn't do a deep dive on it. The most shallow of dives, I looked at one TikTok, and the comments were scathing.
Mm-hmm.
Out of touch celebrities, all of the things they could have done with $30 million. Like
They're not wrong.
It just felt like very what's the movie? Hunger Games-esque or something.
Wall-E, like there's so many movies we can liken it to.
But listen, they had a good time. Their intentions were pure, but it does seem a little out of touch.
It missed the mark by a
yeah.
lot.
It reminds me of during COVID and that one video of all the celebrities.
Imagine.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was so bad.
If I got to space and Katy Perry started singing What a Wonderful World, I would punch her in slow motion gravity. Like I with zero gravity, I would still clock her ass. So a nice southpaw. Here's my thoughts about it, because obviously I'm going to tell you. Gail yesterday doubled down. It was out of touch. Amanda and Aisha deserve to be there. This is tourism for rich people, and Amazon is trying to offset that by saying they're going to be research, dev, and cleaning the planet. You want to know what Jeff Bezos' idea is right now? To take his waste that he has created through Amazon and shoot it into space. That is a direct quote from Gail. Jojo, have you learned nothing? I just don't understand. There's someone commented that there's a podcast out about the danger of space junk. It's just, to me, we've already polluted this earth. We are killing the planet. So then we're just going to send it out there to a black hole or wherever and just let it, like, it's so disgusting to me. And the amount of carbon emissions for sending people up and down that
would
quickly.
Offset that.
There's nothing to offset that. So he's saying, well, this is to clean the planet.
Girl, what?
Yeah.
I don't know. And Katy Perry saying that she's never felt such love and she has children is pretty wild to me.
I mean, listen, when you do go up and you can see the entire earth, there's something called, what's it called? The overview effect. And it gives you.
But Shatner talked about that, and he said how incredibly sad it made him.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said
elaborate on that.
Like, so I don't remember the direct quote. He's like, but it just made, it was like this really sullen feeling that he felt looking down on earth, and how like removed he felt from, he's like, the love is on earth. That's where it is. Like being up there is lonely and sad. I'm not direct quoting, but that was sort of like the feel of what he was saying.
I think the other gist that he was getting to was he feels sad of what we're doing.
Yes.
Because I can't remember what her name is, but I've quoted this before. She said, the earth will continue. It's humankind that's in trouble, which is true. The earth is going to continue even though we're making her yucky.
Yeah.
What did you think about it?
For sure.
My opinion of it is like, yeah, okay, I get what the intention is, because they want young girls to look at this and say, like, I can go to space. There are extremely intelligent, wonderful female women astronauts working in NASA that have been fired or then that haven't. But like,
removing their bios from the NASA website.
I don't know, why don't they? I think there's other ways for them to promote that. Like, I don't think we needed like Gayle King and Katy Perry and Jeff Bezos' wife
in their bodycon astronaut suits with no helmets and full glam.
Of course, we want more for women, and we want the equality, and we want girls growing up to really take on that sort of mindset of things. But this just wasn't it. Wasn't it.
I feel like you guys are indirectly shaming me, because I actually went to Mars with a bunch of celebrities and it was fabulous. We had all kinds of missions, got to hang out with William Shatner. He was a mission command, and yeah, I just feel like this is like a...
No tea, no shade, Tom. Well, you're like, we want more for women. Yeah, women want reproductive health care and abortion rights. So let's go ahead and reinstate Roe versus Wade. I mean, it's like...
It feels like such a slap in the face to be like, women are like so simple-minded. Like, let's just give them a little treat. Let's give them a cookie and make them feel like they're winning today, when we're just losing 10 times more by the minute. It's like...
Sorry, I'm laughing because this TikTok I saw yesterday that was like, the funniest TikTok I've ever seen is like, why would Jeff Bezos send 5 bitches into space? Intergalactic trafficking.
Honestly, you sent me that. You sent me that like that. She goes, they're no longer going to Miami. They're no longer going to this place. They're going to space. Like, on the first date, bitch,
He's like, send some goofy bitches up there, blah, blah, blah. He's like, and then they're going to get lonely and be like, come on my spaceship. Like, coming on a boat in Miami.
If you guys, okay, before we move on, there's a lottery system. Let's just say it's annual and you guys get picked to go to space. Are you saying yes?
No, I have no desire to go
Fuck
there.
no, I don't even like going on airplanes.
That's
I'm
like my favorite
going
thing
down with
ever.
this ship. Let's be clear about that. When people start going to Mars because art is imitating life, no, I will be
Unless
staying
it could
here.
be like Xenon, girl of the 21st century, when she goes and like lives on a space station and has like protozoa, like that looks kind of sick. I would be down for it. But it's never going to be the reality.
If Protozoa goes on a reunion tour, I'm following him to let's go to Uranus, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love him, but
I'm
yeah,
going to
no.
Jupiter to get more stupider.
Are you going? If you have the chance?
Hell yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Yes.
Why?
Because I want to go. I want to get
Do you know what space smells like? Ass.
I've heard.
It smells like burnt steak. It smells like car brakes. It smells like hot metal, kind of sweet. It smells like cat piss, honestly.
Well, I want this thing called the overview or the afterglow effect. You go up and you see it. You see that we're all one. You see this beautiful planet, and you're like, you know what? Maybe my problems.
Yeah, but I think that's sort of like the overarching like theme of it. But I think the sadness,
Yeah, no.
that like deep, I don't know.
I think that also speaks to a problem that men have to do ayahuasca to feel the empathy we've been feeling since we had consciousness as women.
Things guys will do aside from going to therapy. Shout out to the Giggly Squad. They have an ongoing bit about
Yeah,
that. It's
no,
so true.
Yeah, it's just
I started a podcast instead of going to therapy.
That was on the list. That was literally on the list. Becoming a DJ on the list.
Bedroom DJ.
I saw another funny meme just because it's relevant to what we're talking about now. It's like women will come out of a breakup and consider joining a coven, and men will be like in a relationship after 2 weeks with their acquaintance of 2 to 5 years. Like, hello, this is my girlfriend that I've also known for the last 5 years.
Oh.
Difference. Anyways.
Another interesting space story. Did you guys see the article about the Soviet soldiers that were turned to stone?
I just saw that. Did a shallow dive.
I want to read this. Did you hear about this, Katie?
No.
I want to read this to you because the description is so, oh God, it was Raleigh Seals.
Gordo.
Jump scare.
Katie, it's a leaked CIA document. Well, I'll let Dana tell you, but honestly, at this point, like everything going on in the world, the orbs.
Well, the fact that like they've like basically confirmed alien life and everything like that, and people are like, sick.
They're
Okay.
like, they're gonna pay my rent, my
Yeah.
taxes. I don't care. That's the top comment on every one of those posts.
Yeah.
From your shallow dive, before I read this, do you believe it?
Yes.
I do too. Okay, so the report claims Soviets conducting a training exercise in Ukraine spotted a low-flying spaceship in the shape of a saucer soaring above their heads. During the encounter, one of the Soviets fired a surface-to-air missile which struck the UFO, sent it crashing to the ground. It fell to the earth not far away, and 5 short humanoids with large heads and large black eyes emerged from it, the report claims. After escaping the debris of their ruined ship, the beings huddled together and merged into a single object that acquired a spherical shape. In a few seconds, the spheres grew much bigger and exploded by flaring up in extremely bright light. At that very instant, 23 soldiers who had watched the phenomenon turned into stone poles, the report states. Only 2 soldiers who stood in the shade and were less exposed to the luminous explosion survived. The KGB took custody of the petrified soldiers and ruined spacecraft, which were transported to a secret base in Moscow. The Soviet scientists found that whatever the light was, it somehow transformed the soldiers from living cells into a substance that was identical to limestone.
That part really like struck home. It just gave me like a visceral reaction.
Same.
Yeah. And by the way, just for the record, this was not unprovoked. They were shooting up at the alien
Yeah.
spaceship.
Well, and this was Cold War era, so this wasn't yesterday, and so these were just declassified. But the part about it being they are limestone, I was like, do you think their souls are trapped in there? Kind of like, what is it? Get out? It kind of like that, like they're in their own upside down. That's what I feel about it,
And
which
like
is
a
what
purgatory.
yeah, a limestone
Like
purgatory.
it didn't kill them. They're still, oh my,
Wow.
oh, that'd be awful.
Awful.
That's some Black Mirror stuff.
Yeah. Do you believe it?
Yeah.
I believe it.
Oh, fully. Yeah.
Hey, Tom, how do you feel about the Titanic?
The movie.
Does it fascinate you at all? Or
No,
Yeah.
the actual Titanic.
I love it. I know what you were referring to.
I love it.
I do. Don't even get me started about the Titanic. So they just did a full 360-degree digital rendering of the Titanic, and that's all I know.
So you haven't watched it yet?
No.
I
Okay,
haven't watched
everyone
it,
needs to watch the images. This girl who's obsessed with it, people always tag me in it on TikTok, did an overview. So I ended up watching it whenever I come home from Coachella from a trip, whatever, I go on 48 hours D&D with my cat and just don't talk to anyone or do anything. The best. So I watched that on that journey, and the images are actually insane, that the way they were able to pull it together with these scans, and they learned new information. It made me sad because the heroism of the people, like they told real stories on board, and the people in the engineers in the boiler room. I was kind of confused about this. I'm like, why would they keep putting coal in if the ship is going down? They did it because it is what the light source came from. So if they had it, they would have been in blackness. So they stayed until the very end, lighting the ship. And then some people who told false stories of like trying to be more of a hero, they were able to see like where they were in their staterooms, or if they were, or if they weren't. Yeah, it was just really fascinating. So if you have any interest in Titanic, you should watch it.
No, that's so valiant. Like the courage it takes to do that. Just continue shoveling the coal in there, knowing you're going down, knowing this is your last moments alive. And for the people, oh my God, for the people who are in the water, the horror, people getting eaten by sharks. It's so cold that you can barely breathe.
Well, there's a Titanic museum, so it might be here, but they have a water thing you stick your hand in so you can feel the real like how that temperature felt.
I think it's in San Diego somewhere, near San Diego.
I want to go to there. The biggest takeaway I have, they said if the ship had gone straight on with the iceberg, I can't remember what the technical term is, but the impact, like the way the energy would have been distributed, and it was the water could be taken on the first 4 compartments on the bottom of the ship, it wouldn't have sunk.
Wow.
But obviously, instinctually, they would have tried to veer away from it. And it was a paper-sized hole that got in the 5th and 6th compartment, the entire reason the ship sunk. It wasn't, so that's another thing, the images, they were able to pull what they looked like the perforations from the iceberg, negligible. But it was just because the angle they were.
While we're on the subject, did you guys ever go through a Leo mania phase?
Of course.
Yeah.
Especially, definitely post-Titanic. Romeo and Juliet. Are you kidding me?
My God.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, big time.
He was futzing around at Coachella. I didn't see good because he had a mask and a hat on, so I know he inconspicuous. Like I was in that area.
You
that
spot
he would
him
have
with
been,
the gaggle of 20-year-old girls.
25-year-olds, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Say goodbye to sticky notes and calendar confusion with Skylight. The Skylight calendar is here to keep your family organized. This beautifully designed digital display syncs with your existing calendars, making it effortless to track events, appointments, and reminders in one easy-to-see place.
Skylight Calendar was designed to connect the digital and non-digital worlds while bringing families together. It is a Wi-Fi-connected digital display that showcases your family's schedule with clarity, color, brilliance in either 10 or 15-inch HD touchscreen.
This all-in-one smart calendar syncs seamlessly with Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, Outlook, and more, giving you customizable views for daily, weekly, or monthly planning. You will be able to manage events, chores, and grocery lists while assigning colors for each of your family members and eliminating excuses of not knowing what they needed to do.
With the free Skylight Companion app, you can add or update events, lists, and more on the go. Your happiness is Skylight's happiness. So if in 120 days you're not 100% thrilled with your purchase, you can return it for a full refund. No questions asked.
Right now, Skylight is offering our listeners $30 off their 15-inch calendars by going to skylightcal.com/disrespectfully.
Go to skylightcal.com/disrespectfully for $30 off your 15-inch calendar. That's skylighthtcal.com/disrespectfully. Sometimes your vagine gets a little stinky. That's okay. Feels a little bad.
Sometimes you get a little ripe.
You get a little ripe. You feel like you left it behind. It's okay. Luckily, there's OPositiv. OPositiv is a women's health company that offers a range of symptom-targeting supplements that support women at every stage of life, from your first period to well beyond your last. They create real, tangible results with ingredients that are backed by clinical studies and shaped by board-certified doctors.
OPositiv is committed to breaking down stigmas and addressing issues many women experience. Hormone health, vaginal health, menopause, and so much more. And their Euro is a probiotic blend specifically formulated to support vaginal health by balancing healthy vaginal pH, supporting vaginal smell, and maintaining vaginal flora.
Eurovaginal Probiotic is a blend of 4 powerful strains of Lactobacillus probiotics backed by research showing these strains support healthy vaginal odor, vaginal pH, and flora. We love a balanced pH. In addition, Euro contains prebiotics that increase the effectiveness of the probiotics.
With just 2 capsules per day, Euro delivers noticeable benefits within 8 weeks. Many see results sooner, and so many customers are talking about how the improvement in vaginal health led to greater confidence as well as better sex and intimacy. Hello.
Hello. Take proactive care of your health and head to opositiv.com/DRF and enter DRF at checkout for 25% off your first purchase. That's OPOSITIV.com/DRF for 25% off. Speaking of, are you expanding your dating pool, would you say, to people more close to your age? Or are you still going to go for like a...
Listen.
Just curious.
Listen. Okay. I don't want to get into that, actually.
We don't have to talk
We don't have to go about your past
Yeah,
relationship. But
I'm okay. I'm just chilling right now. I'm happy. I'm laying low.
That's good.
But yeah.
Well, when you're not laying low, do you think you could be attracted to someone who's your age or only...
Of course.
Okay.
I would date older, younger. I don't have you guys, it's not like I have a thing for younger women. I'm not out chasing young girls.
I know, but I feel like it's like every man at some point in his life does the girl half his age thing.
Okay, need to know your guys' thoughts on Bill Belichick and his girlfriend Jordan, who I think he turned 50 before she was born.
Oh my God.
What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, that's egregious.
I don't know. My whole thing is I'm like, but girl, come on. If he wasn't a billionaire, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's just no way. If you sat next to someone's grandpa and you'd be like, what a sweet man. You wouldn't be like, I need to get with that.
We did talk about it because I said they met on a plane and they discussed philosophy and they signed something. I saw a meme once and they were like, if you were told you were an old soul growing up, how many SSRIs are you on? And I was like, LOL, I'm on an SSRI and a mood stabilizer. So I get it. Perhaps she's an old soul because I think her last boyfriend was also in his 60s.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, come on, let's just call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
I think it's at what point does it become creepy that you were 50 when she was born? Like, how old are you?
I'm 42.
Okay, so
Yeah.
in 8 years, imagine your girlfriend just being born.
Yeah.
That's like, come on.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't even like speaking to anyone below the age of 28.
Yeah.
Even as a friend.
No, but
Well, it
listen,
depends
I
on the
get the
person,
appeal.
like-
They're hot. So of course, but it's like
Totally.
but the thing is your life experiences do not line up and they're not going to line up for like many, 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 many years. So like what do you meet on with things? Like how do you I don't know. I mean, again, it's one thing like hooking up or dating someone, but like getting in a full on relationship is kind of wild to me. I don't know.
Well, I haven't found my great love yet, so it might be time to find someone in failing health that doesn't have next of kin and just, Anna Nicole Smith that shit.
A girl can dream.
A girl can dream.
Well, in my defense, no, I want to go back. Like, I wasn't out chasing like young women. And also, like, she was younger, but she's a woman. She has a career. She has her own business. She's a bad bitch. You know what I mean?
But she just hasn't lived as much life. That's the point to make. It's not to put down any man that wants to date someone younger because it's like by all means you get along or everything like that. But there will come a point when life gets real and you're no longer like in the infatuation phase where you're just like, I feel like we're just. I don't know. That's how I would feel.
No, it can be a little icky for sure. It's like
I need someone to like go through some shit, be a little weathered, be like just like I don't know, just have some miles behind them.
I think it's different for me, men versus women. Like women, it could be my age or maybe younger, but men, I always have been drawn toward older men for obvious reasons. And I think the biggest difference I had was 21 years and we didn't date long. And it kind of showed early that it was, and I think I was like maybe 28 or 29. It was like to your point, the life experience difference and just where he was in his life, it was like, oh, this isn't gonna have legs. But who knows? Maybe Bill Belichick is the great love of her young life.
Yeah. Was
her
it good?
24-year-old life.
Was it good while it lasted? Your relationship with the older man?
Actually, it lasted, I think, like 2 weeks, and then I found out he didn't believe in climate change. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, this isn't going to work for me.
Okay. That's so funny.
I used to have a joke and stand up about that. I was like, if you think the ice caps aren't melting and this world is being flooded, then you're definitely not going to be flooded by this pussy.
Well, I think also it's scientifically, yes, like brain has not fully formed. Those critical decision-making skills have not formed until like you're in your late 20s or 30s, and you change so much as a person.
So
like I feel like I changed so much after I turned 30.
Yeah.
No, it's not. That is brain science right there. So I just think not that like what, but I just think a person just changes so much significantly between the time they're like 25 and 30 or 32 even, that like if you're dating someone in that age, they're, it's hard to grow with them because they're going to grow at their own, into however they want to.
And I'm not at all saying that age gap couples are not possible. Like
No.
I'm not trying to shame, but I think that there are some that it's like obvious
well,
what
that's
it
what I
is.
say when it's someone that's younger than a certain age, just for those mere reasons. And
Yeah.
feel like I relate to because I'm like, damn, like I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. I wasn't the same person that I was when I was 28 to 33 or, even 25 to 30.
2 years ago for me, I was a completely different person.
Yeah, but I feel like now I'm a little bit more, I know who I am and I know like, I'm very well acquainted with myself.
Seems like you maybe just went through a breakup and you're kind of just like hanging out. Do you feel like you're open to dating or you're just like needing to be on your own right now?
I think I prefer just to be on my own. I guess I'm technically single, but I'm not actively searching.
I'm glad to hear that because a lot of men just go from relationship to relationship to relationship. So I'm happy to hear that.
No, I'm just chilling. I'm very at peace with myself right now. I feel like I'm in a good place. That sounds so stock. Sounds so stock, but I mean it. I mean it from the heart.
I think it's a good place to be.
I've been so lucky with relationships my whole life. I've never had a bad one. And I know some people who have watched the show might be like, I'm very
Katie,
fond.
do you agree or disagree with that?
Listen, well, obviously, I mean, we're not together anymore for reasons. And, that it wasn't necessarily like negative, but it's just kind of like I had to like, it was for myself, really.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I have a lot of fond memories, of course. Like it's obviously we stayed together for a long time because it wasn't all bad.
No.
I think that it's really sad when things sour and become contentious when people can't, maybe there's that period between breaking up and then being on your own, but they can't recognize the love that was there and honor that and just let it be what it was in their life. And everything serves a purpose. And I think you both grow and I commend you both for the way that you uncoupled and being able to acknowledge that. Mm-hmm. But it's okay for things to change and go through different seasons of life with people. And hey, do you need to? You're kind of sweating. Are you?
It's a little hot in here.
No, I know it's hot in here. Sorry,
that seat especially gets really warm. But
I did I was at the Valley premiere and I saw myself on the red carpet. I did a few interviews and I was like, I look like sweaty beast. I'm like,
you should carry like a handkerchief.
Yeah,
like a real
I think it is really sad too. Also, when someone is such a huge part of your life and you spend such a significant amount of time together, just to go separate, and then they become this like stranger, somebody you used to know.
Oh yeah.
I just feel like, and sometimes it can't be salvaged. There can't be a friendship that comes out of it. And I'm not saying you need to be besties and like go get fucking brunch every weekend, but I think it is great that you can still have maintain some kind of level of friendship. Because the one thing that I'll say that we always had was a really good friendship.
Yes.
Like, we were really, really good friends. So, to just completely just like lose everything that we shared that was great. It's hard, but so finding that balance and drawing healthy lines, and totally. I think we've done that.
I'm so fond of the time we had together, but yeah. I'm happy we're still friends.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I mean, we're happy, obviously, or you wouldn't be on this podcast. This is a great episode. I'm enjoying it. The Valley, just real quick, and then let's do Basement. How much will viewers see you?
I have a few cameos.
You were in the first episode. I watched it.
I watched it too.
I filmed
it was good.
Very intense
it was really
scenes
intense.
that I'm not really supposed to divulge, but some very intense scenes, maybe the most intense of my life. And that's speaking volumes given all the stuff we've been through. But yeah, man, it's a heavy season, but also it's going to be really funny too.
I feel like, and maybe you'll agree, like watching it felt like it's very, very Vanderpump Rules vibe more than it was like last year. I feel like last year they were trying to differentiate, but like now it's like the music transitions, like the style and they shoot as like it feels just like watching like Vanderpump Rules. Nick watched it with me.
Oh, I was like, okay, producer Jerry.
It was his first Bravo show he's ever watched.
What?
Wow.
I know, but he liked it. He told me to tell you hi, by the way.
What's up, Nick?
I hear you want to make out with him. That's great.
What?
They followed each other on Instagram.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Nick Vial.
No.
Yeah, gotcha.
Should we do some basement, you guys?
Yes.
I'm
basement.
dying to hear who's in your basement. So
Okay.
Schwartzy, who's in your basement?
Who is in my basement? Well, I hate to do this because it's kind of predictable, but I'm gonna go there. Okay. I think I'm gonna lock up mayonnaise in the basement. Throw away the key. No. I'm gonna put mayonnaise in a dungeon, like a Buffalo Bill type scenario.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, you have Butters, so that you got the dog for it.
I just listen. You guys. I know this is tired. It's a tired shtick because I love the constituents. I like eggs. I like olive oil. What else is in there?
You won't even eat it on a sandwich.
Oh, you guys.
That is disgusting.
No, he doesn't like aioli.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He doesn't like anything creamy. He doesn't
sour
like ranch
cream.
dressing.
You don't like sour cream either, right?
I can dig it.
Okay.
I respect it. Here's the thing, and I don't want to ruin this for everybody, but in my mind, when I see people putting mayonnaise on a sandwich or it's on the corner of their mouth, it looks like pus. It looks like you've popped like 50 pimples and you've spread it. You slathered it on your bread and now you're just going to use it as food lubricant. And I'm just like,
I don't think I've never equated. I'm even thinking about it now. I'm like, to me, not the same. What kind of pimples are you popping?
just like, it's just like, it looks oozy to me.
It is oozy. It's delicious. I will say, okay, when we filmed the Hellman's mayo commercial, it's something about her because they have obviously like a food designer do it, and so they, rather than using butter on the bread, they use mayo and just like slather both sides and then toasted it. So it gets that like really golden, shiny, yummy thing. But holding it, my hands and fingers were so oily. And I kept taking bites out of it.
I'm okay with that, actually.
I kept taking bites out of it. And I was like, well, I love mayonnaise, but it was a very mayonnaise heavy sandwich. You would have died.
Yeah.
If you had to take it like a mayonnaise. I was kind of into it, but like my hands were
I love
so
a mayo-y
greasy.
Sandwich.
Me too.
I love
Dana,
a
don't do
real
this.
mayo-y sandwich.
I thought you were on board.
No one's
with
on your
it.
side.
Do you know what my favorite sandwich is? This is going to gross people
I
out.
put
But
mayo on my mayo.
this is a childhood thing. Thick cut tomato, mayo, sea salt. That's it. Tomato sandwich on
Yum.
sourdough.
That's
Fuck
like
me
a
up. Mater
bacon-
sandwich. My mom used to make that for me. So
tomato sandwich.
little mater sandwich.
Something about her is the best BLT, the Nancy. It's life-changing, thick cut bacon, really juicy heirloom tomatoes, like really fresh, crisp lettuce, and then we use a Kewpie mayo.
I love that place.
It's a creamier mayo.
Yeah, Katie got me the Drew yesterday.
Love the Drew.
By the way, I just thought of another one. I don't know if I'm allowed to.
You can have as
Yeah,
many.
you can. I have like 5.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I love this game, by the way. It's not really a game, this segment. You guys. Okay, I have to be careful here. I don't want to offend anybody, but
This is about offending people.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, what are you
disrespectfully.
talking?
Oh,
what
yeah.
the fuck are you talking? What podcast do you think you're on?
I sometimes quietly and not so quietly judge people who don't allow their pets in their beds with them.
We were just talking about this
Unless you have allergies. Oh, you guys talked about this?
before you came in. We were just discussing. I can't imagine not sleeping with Lazlo.
No.
It's like the best part of
I
having
get
a dog.
offended when they leave the bed. I was like, where are you going?
I know. I go and pluck them up and put them back
I
in bed
do
with me.
too.
Lazlo sleeps on my skull. Like I can't imagine not letting her in my bed.
And your cat's
I
okay.
can't cuddle harder in bed. I want them under the covers.
Butter's
Yeah.
right here, and
Yeah.
Gordo's usually at the foot of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lazlo's either at this little triangle I make for her
Yeah.
or right next to my head. And sometimes I hold her hand as we fall asleep. So I'm just like, yeah, can't imagine.
By the way, people who forbid their pets on their couches and their beds, if you like kind of confront them on, that's a strong word. If you question their techniques, they get very defensive.
To each their own.
Well, yeah, because they're dirty. They walk outside, and I'm just like, I don't care. I was raised on hose water. Like, what am I worried about?
There are family members.
Do you kiss them on the mouth?
Not in the mouth.
On the mouth, just little smooth.
Yeah,
between
of
the lips.
course.
Yeah, I kiss.
And
her
I
on
know
the
it's
mouth.
gross, especially when I see them licking and smelling outside. I'm like, oh, but you know what? I'm fine. I've lived.
You know, one funny thing Tom used to do.
Oh yeah, he used
I
to
know.
open mouth kiss with butter. It was bananas. Not this. Tom Sandoval did. He used to open up his mouth and butter would just lick all up in there.
It was so. It was like kind of not ironically, but it was not. It was not. Obviously, he wasn't getting like enjoyment out of it. It was a bit.
It was.
Well,
I know,
that
but
image is going in the basement for me. Do you have any more basements?
Okay, I got one more.
okay.
Okay.
He's just coming over them on the spot.
I
Okay.
got one more.
What's that?
People who assume you want aioli on your breakfast burritos. Like it should never be on a good breakfast burrito or a breakfast sandwich. There's no need for mayonnaise.
This is-
You need a sauce.
We're
You gotta
back
have
on
like.
the mayo. This
hot
is the
sauce.
same shit. Mayo, aioli is mayo with something
Are you
else
talking
in
about
it.
the people that assume that? But
Yeah,
well,
no,
I think
you
that's,
should have to add it.
No, I think it should be something that should be removed if you're a weirdo like you. But I think if people aren't putting it on there, what are you doing?
Salsa, hot sauce.
Okay, but some kind of
No,
sauce.
I need
but
something creamy. Salsa
the
and sour.
viscosity, you have to have the
Okay.
textures, the viscosity of having something creamy like an aioli and then having something runny like a hot sauce on top.
Well, technically, this is mayo-y, I guess, but it's sour cream with Tabasco in it. Mix that
Oh,
up.
yeah.
That's the kind of sauce
I'm
I
okay with that.
My basement?
Yeah, I wanna hear your
there's a couple
basements.
basements. Well, okay, I know this is like, we've already basically talked on, but I got to put, and he's already in the basement, but just recently, the bullshit that RFK said about autism.
We're going to share.
Being-
I'm just going to say quickly, that was in mine, so we'll go ahead and share
I
that.
thought it was so dangerous, so reckless, such a disgusting display of ignorance that I have no patience for
Was
it.
he-
Like
was he-
autism isn't a disease. It's not something
Autism
you
is not a
catch.
fucking disease. He is not a fucking doctor. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kooky little ugh.
I'm not informed on this subject matter. What can you give me a little background here?
He was basically trying to once again insinuate that autism could be a result of environmental or,
No, insinuate. He point blank
Yes.
said it with his whole chest.
yeah, sorry. I'm being careful with my words. Yeah, he really said that. And it just is confirming so much dangerous misinformation about vaccines and about things like that. There's just no room for that. There's no place for that here.
No, break stuff automatically plays in my head when I see him. It's like that first chord. Like I just... And you don't have to know someone with autism to have compassion and empathy, but it's close to, I have a family member that's autistic and it just like.
Well, it's the same thing that people have been saying. Like there's just more diagnoses now because people who have been living with it their entire life and not realizing sort of like why they operate the way that they do, but it doesn't make anything wrong with them, but being able to diagnose it so they can, I don't know, maybe rearrange some things in their life. I don't know. It's really not that big. Like I said, it's a spectrum for a reason. Our
parents' generation had all the same problems. They just didn't have words for it and they raw dogged life and then traumatized us. And we are the ones who are doing that work right now. So it's just kind of like,
yeah.
Anyway,
it should be a wonderful thing that people are able to get diagnosed easier now. Women have been categorically diagnosed later in life. So the fact that they're just able to pinpoint it now at an early age is just makes people's lives a little easier for them. Simple as that. Anyway, basement. And then my other basement is mosquitoes.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I fucking really hate mosquitoes. I came back with 4 bites and I get like, they like welt on me and then I itch them, of course. And then they leave like scabs and scars. And I really despise mosquitoes.
Those blood sucking swine.
Little vectors of disease that like still water. Not a fan.
Yeah, by the way, I'm from the land of 10,000 lakes, the land of 10 million mosquitoes. Shout out to Minnesota. I miss you. I love you. Anyways, we have so many mosquitoes there. Yeah, they're a nightmare. They carry disease and it's itchy. You guys ever tried the cross method to make it less itchy?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Like bats are at least cute. They're also vectors of disease, but it's like they're adorable. So
yeah, they are cute.
No redeeming qualities with mosquitoes.
No, none whatsoever.
Bats, yeah.
Jeff Bezos, already talked about it. My sister, who does not listen to this podcast, who's in town right now, the way she washes her face, you would think it was a Neutrogena commercial from the 90s. We were laughing so hard about this last night because I was like, why is every surface of my bathroom wet right now? I don't know what she's doing in there, but it is so upsetting and she needs to knock it off. Coachella not having pedicabs this year. Huge miss. I don't know if they're doing it for weekend too. We discussed this earlier. It was a nightmare. Blisters for Raleigh's sake and weather at 103 degrees. That's just not livable. I don't do well over 76. Like I have to be submerged in water or in air conditioning to deal. I'm from Seattle. Like I can't deal with extreme temperatures.
On that note,
that's mine.
Let's put another person in the basement, another group of people.
Good.
And if you forget, I totally get that. But people who don't bring like wet wipes after they go in the biffies, you just dry wipe in there. You got swamp ass. It's itchy. It's chafing.
Well,
you need some Aquaphor and some dude wipes or
hand
something.
Hand sanitizer too.
Some nice aloe vera ones.
No, I completely agree with that. But the thing is, I will say I would rather be hot than cold. I can get comfortable easier being hot than being cold. If I'm cold, I'm miserable. Like my bones hurt, my skin hurts. It's like I'm complaining nonstop.
Same, but I'd rather be neither. I'd rather be comfortable and like my body was having trouble staying in homeostasis.
Well, I got news for you. We don't live in a perfect world.
You got that right. All right, Tom, remind them your podcast name.
You guys, Detox Retox Podcast 1, new episodes every Tuesday. We're going on a journey together. It's going to be fun. Katie, thanks for being a part of it. Dana, you're next.
Okay, love.
Yeah.
I'll come microdose with you. Thank you so much for joining us today. This was great.
Yeah, this is fun, guys.
Thanks,
in fact, I'm just getting a rhythm going. Now we got to stop.
Well, come back anytime.
Well, your dogs have to take a shit.
I know.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Babe, you're going to see the power of women. Like,
disrespectfully.